and thank you for joining me once again in our quest to thwart the Sorcerer King. So, more of the same really, we're just looking to expand, looking to increase our influence, definitely settle more cities, that's a big priority at this point, probably down here. If we can move our heroes down here and settle the city, fantastic. We also discovered last episode that the remnants, the Keepers of the Flame, are directly to our south, which also means that the Imperials are currently unaccounted for. So very soon, when we've finished exploring this landmass with our scout and just watch it be the biggest damned landmass under the sun, just to really vex me, we'll be bringing him back so we can sort of sort all that out. Completing this quest for the Imperials is obviously also very important, but cities more so right now. So, with that in mind, Athka is idle. Well, I think, really, pioneers at this point, we need more. So that's what we're going to keep doing. His shard has been attacked. This shard here. So we do need to get across here as quickly as possible and really just shore things up to stop the Sorcerer King from working his evil, doing his evil thing. Let's keep exploring. Fair enough. We have a drake, a green drake. That would be a chromatic dragon to all you D&D nerds out there. Ah, I feel so awesome about my name right now, for no particular reason. Right. Okay, here's the plan. Here is the plan. We're going to come down to this lost library. And then, from this lost library, we're going to work our way down, clear this out, and come up here and, sort everything out around there. Okay, my Shaken Administrator. I'm going to cast Cloud Walk and just have you pop straight into... Hang on a minute. Hang on a moment. Oh, food. Oh. Well, fair enough. I'm going to have you come down to Avalon in that case. That works out very well. Yeah, may as well help Avalon to grow a little bit faster. Nothing wrong with that. So we're going to come here. I don't know why I didn't go onto the road. That was foolish. Oh well, never mind. And with this Pioneer, we're just going to go straight to this outpost and upgrade it to Attack 1. And that will help to stop the influx of Sorcerer King nasties from this general little area. Avalon's going to level up, and the tiles around us are absolutely atrocious. Wow. Wow. Okay, well, food it is. And while I'm at it, I may as well cast a Bountiful Harvest. And the reason I'm going to bother casting food on this is that I basically want to boost its food production, not really so much to level it up, but so it can start to build barracks and other buildings that will improve logistics but decrease the food supply. That's very important right now. Very nice, very nice. Okay. It's starting to turn into one of the biggest damn landmasses it possibly could. God, nah. Oh well, never mind. We'll train another Pioneer. Now, interestingly enough, I trained the last Pioneer. Excuse me, want to take a drink? I trained the last Pioneer, and we were on 3 logistics. Training the Pioneer took 1 logistic. However, expending the Pioneer to upgrade the outpost gave us the logistic point back. So, that's why I didn't mind upgrading. All it cost us was a little bit of time that otherwise would have been wasted anyway. Do as he says, not as I do. A monk arrives in your capital, having heard of your cowardly ways. With a slap and a scowl, he offers to do your job for you and inspire your troops with his own martial skill. Is he gone yet? All of your armies will now be more effective in combat, plus 5 units accuracy. You know what? Being cowardly is starting to truly and thoroughly pay off. A new spell has been discovered, so Lightning Bolt, an electrical blast, strikes for 12 damage plus 1 damage per shard, lightning damage. Shocks the target, disabling their special abilities for 2 turns. Can, in certain situations, be incredibly useful. Now, we are starting to get quite a bit of mana income, which is going to increase quite rapidly. So, I think what we're going to do here is... I've never actually taken this, I'm quite interested. I don't know if the Herguns are kind of mine at all. Or, I don't know. But for now we'll take Courage. It's a permanent enchantment which increases our spell resistance and hit points by 5 plus 1 per shard. It's a considerable upgrade, and you can give that upgrade to each unit of every army, only every time you cast it there's a 1 mana per turn upkeep. But it's still very useful. Ah, and we leveled up. So we want to get Master Armourers. We also want Clairvoyance Amulets. We're starting to reach a point in the game now where more spells would be very useful. The only and actually this takes 1 Platinum Chain and 1 Radiant Diamond. I'm not sure, but I don't think we've actually come across any Platinum Chains yet. I'm pretty positive we haven't, actually. So I'll go with Master Armourers. That should expand... Goodness me, that's expanded our crafting abilities hugely. Look at that. Look at that. What does the Mirror Shield do? The armies of cracks keep these shields so polished they flash and reflect the light, blinding attackers and confusing enemies. But we don't have any flawless crystal, so not brilliant, but not bad. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so we got a lot to be going on with. Change shirts I might produce... Let me just have a look at my army. Let's just see. So we got a chest piece there. We'll swap out the studded leather helm on Drogon. Now you might think, what's the point in equipping your magician? That tends to be a backline unit. Yes, and also the enemy does tend to like to prioritise your magician with spells. They will get absolutely doffed over if you're not careful. And we'll give the pikemen some armour. That was all looking healthy. Let's keep scouting. Okay. Aggressive Collections Agency. You enter another of the lost We enter another, I thought this was the first we'd entered. You enter another of the lost libraries of the Magi, finding its shelves completely bare. The librarian seethes with anger and explains that she loaned out a scroll to a local magic enthusiast, and then another, and then all of them, forgetting to require the loanees to return the scrolls at a later date. Now a librarian without a library, she clearly needs your help. Well, I personally understand the merit and the need to maintain our supplies of lore and magical doodads and knickknacks, so we shall go and retrieve the scrolls for her. She gives you direction to the magic enthusiast's home. This turns out to be a nearby cave, where you find the magic enthusiast and his surly friends. You ask that they return the scrolls. They don't, so you make them. And combat we shall go. Oh. These magic enthusiasts appear to be, economically disadvantaged reprobates. We'll just finish him off. Send our knight up. Oh, a nice block. Lovely. Here we are, here we are. Gorgeous. Now I'm just going to test this again, because last time, in the last video, I was very flummoxed when Polar Vortex gave us another turn. So we're going to try this now. And we have another turn. Okay, I'm not complaining. This is going to make our lives incredibly easy, actually. We have a force to be reckoned with. This is good. This is very good. The surly magic enthusiasts defeated, you retrieve the scrolls, enjoying your first taste of library work. You return the scrolls to the librarian. She says she'll loan you some of them, suggesting she still hasn't really learned how loans work. Another cursed scroll. We could maybe... Well, considering that scrolls that we use are actually retained by us, perhaps we can actually sell some of these for mana. That would be quite nice. Candle Cloak wreathes all of your units in flame, doing 3 fire damage to anyone who attacks them. And Blizzard allows units to cast Blizzard, which does cold damage to all units within a 2-tile radius. I've got to double check our Sovereign skill at some point. Though I can't seem to... Oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Scrolls are retained after using any spell scroll in battle. That is nuts. That is an amazing ability. So let's just get rid of some of the scrolls we don't want. Just go to the equipment screen here. And... Yep, we may as well just... It's 2 mana, but hey, 2 mana is 2 mana. I'm not going to quibble. Right, idle units. And we're going to start bringing them down here. Your fame speaks to the people. One of your scholars comes across an artifact which can broadcast your words to people throughout the realm. So enchanted is everyone by the sound of your voice that they all work harder in the days after hearing your spell. I'd like to see this so-called Sorcerer King do that. +1 production bonus from Doomsday. Units and structures will now be completed slightly faster. Well, that's nice. Okay, so we've come to the end of the landmass. We can't really explore down here properly. It looks like it might sort of connect in a bit of a loop. But we are going to expend more mana. I know, but it's worth it. It'll be worth it in the end, believe me. And we're going to bring this scout. We're going to cast it and bring him to this tile here. And then he can start coming south and seeing what there is. And hopefully we don't run into a very large, fiery abomination of a lieutenant down there as well. Okay, let's do battle. Just howl? Just howl. Now, I've noticed that cavalry, most of the time, do not seem to have a counterattack. They don't seem to have a retaliation. But what they do, and this is something, I don't know if this is mentioned here. Yes, melee attacks knock the unit back 2 tiles unless they resist. So if they come and hit me, you basically get punted all over the battlefield. Which can be a little irksome. A landlord's son putting his mighty ice-chipping arms to work. Now, having said that, the horseman there, the follower apparently, used an ability to stun this unit instead, thus making him lose his turn. But that doesn't actually knock them back for whatever reason. So anyway, we're going to use the sleigh mounted ability, do a lot of damage. See, I love them. I absolutely love them. We're just going to run Drogon up, use command, run the rest of the way, and Dwarven Fury, and win the battle. As always. Okay. Bandit Sharpshooter's army has 1 bandit sharpshooter, which, believe me, will be seeing our forces up close and personal much faster than he would expect to, or like to, as the case may be. Now, the lieutenant's still working his way around. Right, so we're going to get an early start, and we're going to start leading our pioneer towards this towards this ground to settle, which will extend our roads. Unfortunately, our roads aren't connected here, which would be more useful rather than having to go all the way around. So maybe I'll pick up the place road spell later, but we'll get our pioneer. We'll start him off. Just bring him down here, avoiding that trog. Athka is idle. More pioneers, that's what we need. Another shard has been attacked. Fortunately, he is hang on. Oh, Avalon's been attacked. That's interesting. Though, you know, I don't think I'm going to worry because these guys have already taken damage previously. So we're going to use Rain of Arrows, which is an archer-specific ability. Basically to do a Legolas. And then we shall just twerp this incoming unit. In fact, we're going to do Static Blast. Lightning strikes a random enemy for 5 lightning damage. And oh look, they're the only enemy there. Odds dictate. Well, you can probably figure out the rest yourselves. Okay, all doing very, very well. And time to take out the Bandit Sharpshooter's army. And that's what I'm talking about. Spellcasters will tend to target your back line, especially the weaker backline units. I'm going to just... Now, who's going to act before Drogon? Quite a few of them. So I'm actually going to use Blinding Flash. And he's blinded, which is excellent. Exiled Dwarf. An Exiled Dwarf! No, we'll just howl for now. Energizing Aura. Okay, Arcane Arrow. Now, I tested this in a previous game, and the text reads, range attack that does 10 damage, plus 2 per shard on target enemy for 2 mana. Now, I found, since the 1.1 update, and I'm going to test it here now, but I found that all this attack did was +2 damage per shard. It didn't do the initial 10 arcane damage up front. So let's see. See, look, damage 1 to 2. I think that ability is bugged beyond all recognition. So that could definitely be something. But however, I've realised that having that scroll ability, if we do indeed retain the scrolls, this is ridiculously powerful. Though I'm not sure we have. We'll have to see about that after the battle. I'll just bring him over here. We shall attack this exiled dwarf. Finish him off. Another... Oh. Oh, thank you for not dying. Right. Ignore the pikeman for now. Actually, you know what? Just while we've got the opportunity, I'm going to heal my my battle mage back up. Polar Vortex! Dwarven Fury! And the battle is won. That's disgusting. Bread? Dwarven Ale! Excellent. Now, did we actually retain the scroll? We didn't. Huh. You know, the more I'm playing the 1.1 patch, the more I'm realising there are some bugs introduced that were not in the 1.01. Which, I'll be perfectly honest, that's a massive shame. But it's not. It's something they can sort out, so I'm not going to quibble too much. It's just a bit of a... It is just a shame while it happens. I'm just going to bring that down there, avoid the trog. Let's have a look at what's in this inn. Slippery when wet. This inn is big and well appointed, with an interior courtyard with a massive excavated pool, the likes of which you've only seen in the grandest of castle. Kids like it, the landlord explains. One of the kids seems to be liking it too much, and is obviously drowning. There is a swim master on duty, but he seems distracted, chatting with a young girl, and doesn't see the child in distress. Well, clearly, we must rescue the child. You jump into the water and rescue the kid. Thanking you for saving their son, the parents offer you a powerful artifact, some rare crafting ingredients, or a valuable scroll that they just happen to have in their suitcases. Oh, well, here we go. It seems odd that they'd have brought all of these to the pool, but you don't ask any hard questions when being offered rewards. Very sage advice. I'm tempted to take the crafting ingredients, but then I just wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't know, if I didn't find out what the artifact actually is. Amulet of... Oh, fantastic. Amulet of Haste, that's going straight on Drogon. He'll be able to attack sooner. You take the powerful artifact, and as you're leaving the inn, the swim master joins you. He lost his job and begs you for another one. The negligent swim master is actually a bit pap. Yes, you may have a job, negligent swim master, but you'll be returning to one of my cities to provide a little bit more defense, and that's about it, I'm afraid. You're not very good. And that's the Emberlings Scouts Army. So let's go south and see if we can't locate where on earth... Actually, I've just realised my scouts potentially in a very not good place, so we're just going to bring him back and come around this way instead. But where on earth the Imperials are, that we really do need to know this. We have 11 food, and our logistics is going down, so we're going to build a barracks. That's what this city has been set up to do. Now, is that a through path? That's the question. Yes. I'm going to auto-resolve, and it worked properly because... Yes, now, auto-resolve, when it works properly, you're not supposed to auto-move onto the enemy's tile. That is a bug. And also that's when it tends to glitch out. It can also happen, and this has happened to me frequently, the auto-resolve a battle against a camp. You move onto the camp... And if there were sort of several armies standing on the camp, well, you have to move onto the camp, and you have to move off the camp, and then onto the camp to actually attack it again, which really, is not brilliant at all. So let's move over here. You're going to come and increase this attack to 8. That should deal with most Darklings and quite a few Trogs that come our way. You're going to move down here. Now, I wonder if these guys are actually advancing to Avalon. That could be a thing. We're gonna just skirt round the lieutenant, and you guys can come in here. And you'll get to the city next turn. Train pioneer. What else? And we've got the spell Courage. Excellent. Now, I think I'm actually going to take Place Road. That would be very handy. Now that spell, what's our mana income currently? It is currently 7.8. Well, I'm not going to use that spell yet. I will soon, however, and I will probably buff up our hero units. Bring you down to there, bring you into the city. Keep exploring, exploring, exploring. Can we move past assembling army? We can, that's great. Ah, so where's the Imperium? They must be around here. In here somewhere. Yeah, interesting. Okay, well, first things first. This army here. Now we have an overwhelming victory. I'm just going to auto-resolve. And you'll see in the battle report we don't take any damage whatsoever, and Drogon levels up again, our mighty champion. Merciless strength, +1 attack bonus for every enemy on the battlefield. He was a monster before, he's even more of a monster now. And we're going to bring our pioneer to here, and next turn, after we've destroyed this encampment, we can just come onto this tile, and we've got an amazing city and another crystal shard. That is the plan. We're going to level up the city. We may as well just come here, so we have this tile opened and this clay pit. Now, you may notice that I'm not taking these resources yet, but that's simply because of the logistics cost involved in doing so. I will probably be later on, so have no fear, it will happen. Now, where do I want this pioneer to go? So after our adventurers are done in this area, I think I'll bring them down and start clearing this out, and maybe we'll take this shard. So whether or not we found a city to do that, or we just found an outpost, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. So let's start bringing this pioneer down. City is idle. I'm going to build another pioneer. I could build another scout at this point, but I do favour my pioneers, as you might have gathered at this point. Okay. Now, that border actually doesn't look like your standard enemy encampment, so we'll have to see what happens. Okay, let's get rid of this bandit loner's army. Yes. And honestly, the wolf at the moment is pretty much just a... it is really just an attack buff. Now, I'm going to move my mage up here, and I'll explain why I'm doing that shortly. Nothing's got very much health. I completely forgot to equip the amulet onto Drogon, but that's fine, because none of the enemies, apart from him and this wolf, are acting before I do. I've just got to do this. I've just got to do this. I'm not attacking with anything for a moment. Good dodge, good dodge. Oh, get the sidestepping motion. Dance Dance Revolution. No. Not at all. Right, Drogon, I'm going to move into open space. We're going to do... This is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. Ah, Dwarven Fury! I'm dead. It's just glorious. I don't care how overpowered it is. Right, so, Amulet of Haste. What a hero to start with. I mean... No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. This is all very well and good, but we will encounter armies with enemies that have got hundreds of HP. So doing that will not benefit us too much. But in the early game, to clear the weaker camps, whew, yeah, it does. Why have I done that? I moved into the wrong place. Oh, but I can still settle. That's fine. So we're going to settle the city of Thailand. Not Thailand, but Thailand. Ha ha! And while I think about it, we're going to claim that crystal shard. Keep you rolling. Now, is this the Empire? This is the Imperium. Right, so we've actually got the Keepers of the Flame and the Imperium right next to each... excuse me. Right next to each other. Well, that's... fair enough. I just hope they don't come to blows. And we've got an Imperial Pioneer who's obviously going to be going out to try and settle some fertile terrain. But so far, I don't see much around here that I really want to grab in a hurry. He might come up here, but we'll get here first, so that's no big issue. Thailand, I'm going to build a garden. as always. Does my army here... No, it is still classed as... Oh! There can be no more expansion. What do you think you're doing, Tinkerer? I see Attica has expanded again. Do you wish to plunge this world into yet another war? The other remnants are expanding. We must do the same to keep up. I tire of being your creature, Murdoth. Persuasive choice. Apologies, my lord. Can I make it up to you? Make it up to me? Yes, perhaps. Provide a portion of your life force to me to fuel my ritual. Only that will save you now. And these voices are becoming more wayward by every time they happen. So, yeah, I apologise, but as I've said before, and I will say it again repeatedly, you were warned. We're going to come down here. It's actually the fastest route to where we wish to go. We're going to come up here to the Lost Library. This could take a while. You find the librarian here wandering the stacks, scratching his head. He explains that he misfiled a very powerful scroll, and now he can't find it. Very powerful scrolls intrigue you, but finding it could take a while. Help him find the scroll. This takes a lot longer than you'd like, almost an entire day, during which time the Sorcerer King is no doubt crushing innocence or being otherwise evil. Still, you eventually find it, and not incidentally learn a fair amount of other magic tidbits as well. A fireball scroll recipe, yeah, that was worth it, that was worth it. And we've got Place Road. Excellent. What are we going to take next? I think we are going to take... I think we're going to take Guardian Wind. That will help us a great deal. And this fella... could potentially wander up there. I think. It doesn't look like he would be destroyed. I think we should do this. Yeah, I think we're going to bring him over there. Idle cities. Now, this turn we can't build another pioneer. However, the barracks is going to come online shortly in my city of Avalon. So we are just going to increase our leveling and build a granary. But I'm afraid, as always, that probably brings us to the end of this video. We're running out of time. So once more, thank you for joining me, and do join me again on the next video. So until then, great health and good gaming. Take care.